Oh my God. Oh my God. That was tiring. I can't believe I did that without snowshoes. Woo! I can taste blood in my lungs. Let me know if you think the view was worth it. Well, I hope that was fun for you all. I heard about China Wall before, but never had a chance to come up here. And there was about 7 feet of snow here last week, so I definitely got buried a few times hiking up to the wall. I don't know too much about the history of this place. I'm sure quick Wikipedia search would turn up with some good information, but I heard that years and years and years ago, this was built by essentially forced immigrant labor, Chinese slave labor, and it was a train track that was used for God knows how long, but obviously now there's nothing there, just some really amazing graffiti, some creepy looking tunnels. You can see them from I-80 when you go over the mountain pass, so definitely worth checking out if you're ever in this area. So today I feel very patient and am in a mood to just kind of grind it out. I'm gonna head over to Reno, go to the Peppermill, and I'm probably gonna sit in like a really low limit game or maybe a limit game until later on. I think the Peppermill tends to have a lot of regular players early in the day, and from what I've heard and seen, there's not really a lot of action until later in the night. So I'm probably just gonna chill out there, take it easy, find my groove, and then once there's more players coming in, I might play 1-2 no limit. I'll see if there's an Omaha game. Just kind of gonna feel it out and see what happens. Definitely feel patient, want to play well, want to redeem myself from my last vlog where I played like absolute ass. So gonna try to do that today. Let's go see what we can get into.
Does that device make stacks grow?
Good morning. It is no longer Wednesday, March 7th. It is now Thursday, March 8th at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been here at the Peppermill grinding out 1-2 for the past 12 hours. That's way longer than I usually play, and I'm gonna go home and get some sleep and report back to you all in the morning about how things went. Hello YouTube. It may look strange that I'm talking to you from the hot tub, but it feels really good to be in this hot water, and there's a bunch of people in the house right now, so here we are. Let's talk about what happened last night. I sat in on the 1-2 game, bought in for $200 and played for far longer than expected. I started off recording, but didn't really get any hands before the supervisor came up to me and told me I had to turn the camera off, which was strange because I recorded there the last time I played and it was fine. So, I don't know, there seems to be a little disagreement on whether or not it's allowed. I think I started off playing really strong and put in a lot of raises, playing a pretty tight, aggressive style with some loose, aggressive tendencies. There were a lot of limpers and a lot of regular players, so I definitely was raising in position 5 to 8 times the big blind, depending on how many limpers were in the hand. I took down a lot of pots just by raising or continuation betting on the flop, and so I quickly chipped up to about $300. In this hand, I am under the gun with Queen of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds. I put in a raise to 12. There's one caller in late position, and the big blind calls. I had been putting in a lot of raises pre-flop and taking down pots, and also continuation betting on the flop a lot and taking down pots that way too. And I think it was starting to irritate some of the players at the table, especially the player that called me in the big blind. So we go 3 ways to a flop, and the flop comes 9-2-5 rainbow. The big blind checks, I bet 16, and the player in late position folds. The big blind raises to 40, and he's only got about 100 behind in his stack. I think for a little while, trying to decide if he had some garbage in the big blind and hit 2 pair, or if he has maybe a straight draw at the best with like a 3-4 suited. I definitely think he would have put in a raise with a premium hand. And I go ahead and decide to re-raise him. This is always a difficult spot for me. I think when people 3-bet and 4-bet me, I just haven't had that experience enough times to like be really used to it and be really confident about my hand. So it took me a minute, but I go ahead and I re-raise him. I end up putting him all in for 140. He doesn't think for very long and he just folds. So took down that pot. It's possible he thought he could just push me off my hand because I've been pretty aggressive, or maybe he had a weaker holding with some value, but not worth calling an all-in raise. I don't understand these jets. These jets are on some kind of timer. Ah! I don't know how to get them to stop. 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 I think it stopped. I spent a while chipping up and didn't go to showdown for almost 2 hours when I was playing, which felt really good. I felt really powerful, getting a lot of credit from people and getting some premium hands too, which really helped. But then the chipping up slowed and I started reversing and chipping down, which is not the goal in poker. The hand that really messed me up, that I really messed up on, was in part because of this interesting dynamic that began happening at the table. There was an older man that was being particularly aggressive with me. I think he was fighting back after I'd spent so long being pretty aggressive and taking down a lot of pots. At one point, he actually doubled me up when I flopped 2 pair and he had top pair, top kicker. So I think he was maybe out to get me a little bit. That could just be my perception. Maybe he wanted me to think he was out to get me. But he definitely was 3-betting me a lot. This particular player would just bet pot all the time, like no matter what the flop was. And I gave him credit a few times, especially when I was out of position. I played a few hands out of position with him, which sucked. And I had to make some pretty tight folds on the flop. So eventually he 3-bet me and potted bets on the flop so many times that I'd folded several times to him, and I was getting tired of it. And I was saying to myself in my head, like, okay, eventually I gotta make a stand. I'm gonna have to push back and put him all in when I have a strong holding. So I may have picked the wrong time to do that. In this hand, I am in the cutoff with ace, queen of clubs. Compared to the hands I'd been getting, that was a pretty premium holding. And in position versus 3 limpers, it felt like a pretty strong hand. I put in a raise to 15. There's 2 callers in early position, and the player in the low jack, this man that I had been having this aggressive dynamic with, put in a raise to 100. So I'd seen him do this before, and it just folded around. So it was maybe the 3rd or 4th time when he was just really bullying pre-flop and putting in a big raise. I think about it for a while and try to decide what hands he would be doing this with. I definitely didn't think he had absolute junk. I thought he could easily have a pocket pair, but I don't think he would raise that much with aces or kings or queens. And because I had an ace and a queen blocker, I thought at best he maybe had pocket jacks. Knowing that, I should have folded, but because I was wanting to take a stand against this player, I decided to put in a call with a plan to jam any flop with an ace, a queen, or clubs. So the other players fold, and I'm heads up to the flop with this aggressive player in the low jack. The flop comes king, 2-7 with 2 clubs. The low jack player puts out a really fishy bet of like 25, something really small like that, into this huge pot compared to his bet size. And I just immediately jam. I have 300 in my stack, and he has 200 in his stack. And he snap calls. He snap calls with pocket kings. He flopped top set, was way ahead the whole time. The turn is a 7 pairing the board, and we're out. We're drawing dead. So he is gonna take down that pot, an enormous pot that I gifted to him so generously. And all that work I did chipping up my stack went down the toilet, down the toilet. So I topped off and gradually clawed my way back to being in the money. Shortly after that hand, that aggressive player in the low jack picked up the chips and left, which sucks. It sucks when you lose some money to somebody and then they just rack up and leave and you're like, crap. So he left, and I was stuck grinding it out at 1-2 for hours and hours against all different types of players. I played relatively short stacked from like 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. before I had gotten my buy-in back. I was in the game for 400 altogether. At the most, at one point I was up like $200, lost a bunch of money in that big pot, and eventually worked my way back to 420. A poetic number for some. So we booked a win of $20 after about 12 hours of grinding it out at the 1-2 tables in Reno, where there are lots of regular players, lots of tight players, and some loose aggressive players, and I think some novice players. It was an interesting mix of players. Definitely made some bad decisions. Definitely played well in some spots too. Ultimately, I was just happy to leave with my buy-in after I lost that really big pot. Part of the reason why I'm in this hot tub is because it feels so good after sitting for so long yesterday. Oh, it's windy. I'm wondering what you all do to prepare yourselves physically before, during, and after a session of poker, be it a cash game or a tournament. For me, I find the sitting is like really hard on my body. I think it makes my spine feel tight, my back feels tight. So I want to consider ways to take care of my body before, if I know I'm going to play for a long time, during, like if I take breaks and stretch or something, and after, like how I recuperate. Damn jets. Ah! Stop. Anyways, let me know your suggestions or what you do to take care of yourselves physically. I'm interested in hearing different people's experiences. I don't know what to do with these jets. I can no longer say good morning because it's actually afternoon, though I'm still drinking coffee, so cheers. It's been an eventful morning so far. I actually spoke with Sarah Herring from the Poker News podcast this morning and had a lot of fun talking with her. So please check out that podcast if you haven't already. I'll include a link in the description box. Lastly, sorry it's taken me so long. I'm really excited to announce the winners for the Fuck You Pay Me sweater crop giveaway. I've had a few people ask if my husband would join the vlog at any time. I don't think he will. He's a little bit shy, wants to have some space from it, which I respect. But he did help me pick a winner. So I picked one winner and he picked one. I didn't get him on video, but I did record what he said. So I'll let you listen to what he had to say. Okay, so which ones are you considering?
Either the chick that plays 1-2 in Florida or the Atlanta guy that wants to give it to his wife.
And what do you like about them?
I don't know. I feel like she plays in the casino and has to deal with all the idiots, so she definitely deserves the fuck you pay me crop top, I guess. And it's cold in the casino, so she can wear it in there. And then the other guy, I don't know. He has an Atlanta hat, and they should have a casino because it's like the most awesome place in the world. Even though it would ruin the Cherokee hub. But I just think about a guy playing in Atlanta and going to Cherokee and going to Florida, and his wife should have a crop top because of that. So, I don't know. That's the two I pick. If I gotta wind it down to two, you can pick either one of them.
You gotta pick one of those two.
Alright, so I'll pick the chick that gets to wear it in the casino and plays
from Florida.
1-2, yeah.
It's Joan, I think.
Yeah.
Joan Fisher.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I guess so.
You don't sound too enthusiastic about it.
This is as enthusiastic as I get about this.
I also like that she surfs.
Oh.
I thought that was pretty cool. I would like to surf someday.
Maybe one day we can go to Florida and I can lose 10 buy-ins and she can show me how to surf.
So Andre, my husband, picked Joan from Florida. Congratulations, Joan. Sending you a sweater crop. And I picked Tara from Canada. I love the meme that she made on Twitter. She didn't post on the vlog on YouTube, but I love that she's a little bit of a rule breaker, and I love a rebellious woman and a creative woman. She made this really funny meme. Congratulations to Joan and Tara. I'll be sending you each a fuck you pay me sweater crop from California headed your way. Thank you everybody who commented. People had some really funny and awesome reasons for you know, deserving the fuck you pay me sweater crop. I wish I had more to give out. I definitely am gonna try to make some more in the near future. So probably another giveaway coming up at some point. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.